Hello, I'm Quincy Leroy. I'm working on my master's in business intelligence here at Full Sail University, and I chose Agility as the company that I would do my capstone on. So, who is Agility? Agility is a medical equipment management company that I currently work for. I've been working for Agility since October, so I've been working about maybe 4 months now. What is our job? What do we do here at Agility? We try to get the hospital to stay 100% manned and ready. That means we go in, we took over their biomed department, so they got rid of all their biomeds and hired us as a third party to come in and do the preventative maintenance, do the corrective maintenance, get the equipment to the surgery rooms, send the equipment out for repairs, and and all that. We just keep the hospital ready, have them ready for surgeries, and have them ready to be able to accept the patients. So, what big data does Agility use? Agility, separate from all the big data challenges as any other enterprises, the big data Agility uses inventory management of medical equipment, work order for corrective and preventive maintenance. We have preventive maintenance schedules, account receivables, and we keep track of how much money is spent. Like many companies, Agility is trying to figure out the best way to receive, store, and transfer data to be able to present reports of profitability. Another problem Agility is facing with the big data is Integris is using a whole different database warehouse called One Team. Integris uses One Team to track everything that Agility wants to track, and ServiceNow application, which they call Vital, is just an overlay for the ServiceNow. It has been challenging for nurses to put in correct orders because they have to put them into One Team, and then from One Team it goes to a group of people who transfers the data manually over from One Team to Vital. Agility and Integris are both trying to find an application that can pull data from one team and automatically transfer to Vital and vice versa. It would be nice if these two systems were combined by a common database. What is Agility's solution to handling big data? Agility uses a ServiceNow overlay, which is called Vital. The first thing was to get all the equipment, assets, and all information from one team to Vital. Integris is one team to Vital. We had to go to the hospital getting all the asset ID numbers and putting them into Vital, as well as labeling all the asset that we put into Vital with its own Vital ID number. There were over 7,000 pieces of equipment that needed to be imported. After that, we combed through service manuals and operation manuals to get preventative maintenance checklists. We had to have the checklist uploaded to Vital, so when we do the preventative maintenance, we can go through and say this has been done, this has been done, this has been done. After that, Jilly must add employee data. So you have to add employee to the work order so we can claim man hours on how long it took to fix a piece of equipment or how long it took to do a preventative maintenance or corrective action. And Vitals is Vital is Agility's solution to organizing all that big data that it's taken in. With any kind of data importing or exporting that data, you got to have data governance. So how does Agility use data governance? Well, ServiceNow being a third party that we use to control securities with data. ServiceNow has two things. They have an access control list, so we give access to who can do editing, who can import, export new uh, assets, who can make notes on or change service agreements or change warranties and enter different periods of warranty, or who can change the length of a preventative maintenance contract. Also, we use client scripts, which gives read and write abilities only, so you can use your client script to say, I want this employee only to have read abilities and not write abilities, or we want this one to have both write and read abilities. The Kimball dimensional modeling will be very helpful for agility database management. As you can see, the first step is to identify the process. With agility, the process are data analysis for price for agility services versus the cost of a manual repairs of in-house biomed technicians. Second, the data analysis of productive of all agility employees versus the amount of work orders being completed. Third, the amount of time equipment has been down with agility on site versus how long it's been down without agility on site. The fourth data analysis is the amount of equipment that is in compliance, meaning with preventative maintenance, its annual checks, its monthly checks, its quarterly checks, how much of those are getting done. The second step is to identify the grain. Agility just had to go back and restructure his contract because this step was not done correctly in the first contract sign. Agility failed to go in and do the detailed research about how much the old equipment would be covered under the contract warranty. A lot of Integra's medical equipment was at end of life. This means the supplier stopped making the models and was focused on newer models. This made it hard to get parts, which made in the long run cost equipment to be down longer and cost increased man hours because we had to spend a lot of trying to find parts that were no longer supported by the company, so we had to find them on third-party websites. All this extras were eaten into Agility's profit. Agility's solution was to renegotiate the contract. In the new contract, if the equipment was past the end of life, would have to eat the cost of Integris would have to eat the cost of the repairs or just buy a new one. Step 3, identify the dimensions. As we were importing assets into Vital, we had a set of dimensions of how we would add them. We had to import the Integris asset number. The next box was a newly added Agility number for Vital. Then there was a box for the asset serial number and the date the last maintenance. The next box is the equipment, if the equipment was under warranty. The last was the location of the asset is right now. So what room it was in, what ER, what OR was in, etc. With these dimensions, we can go on to build asset tracking, get flat rate repair prices for equipment under warranty, uh, build a preventative maintenance cycle, and have a running log of corrective maintenance performed and any performance issues the asset had. Step 4, identifying the facts. Agility identified that we were using a lot of man hours doing preventive maintenance on old equipment that we didn't require preventative check. Also, if the equipment was under warranty from a vendor, we could save man hours by letting the vendors come in and do the preventative maintenance. The fifth step, build a schema. After building and reviewing all the steps and putting it into a snowflake schema, the reports from Agility figured out we needed to negotiate the contract because it was losing a lot of money than it was making from the contract. The fact that Agility is in the red for profits goes. Thank you for tuning in to this presentation. Got a few references up here. Agility, ServiceNow, and the Kimball modeling effect on this page. And as you continue, you can see more ServiceNow and dimension modeling with data warehouse on the second reference there. All right, thank you. You guys have a good day.